Centers at Tobetin, Abba for Consul Sikka FM online.com, Africana Radio, Modern Ghana, Kase3 mo Facebook Live, Sikka FM 895 Live, YouTube Sikka FM 895 Official, TikTok and X at Sikka FM. And you may and summer. Yes, super for Falas and Okoja Bosson, so I deba some mono, dear Makotini be any. And Babin for honorable Quabraminta a candle. Edia to just say, Abino Asra Anas for Aquama, whom James said. One may Juma Wabella one more at your train so adding como and watch Asupiti Bia. Timamu for the door more betting alcohol. Also for video church of my Sikka Kase3 6Pm. Thomas Nyako ampem so say nyasa abano ese omo akon me jemu brenti watwa we mu abo okoso anu mo edin ko bosebeya ombesan aba Montreal Workers Association of Ghana mo work asamalefo na ekasei wo mo kire se fiti bra anase fo ni midwife fo no ekọ atuatie mu no ho enipa ewu no enyasem ketwa ene ese say ya sidi ni ye a dollar no aba for my dear my bebre no akasa be yanka adwade fo so nteto mo ne amaso guta fo aba abonten abekire mu die nti omusuro nti a ene ma no mo entity so yankopon ya doma okira ene anuanom ne mankuma eba twere bi si ne betena se na nso yere twere afrase Africa Education Watch HSM wonani die enso yere chi mo hu se ekomienu na wamo tweso yesa kuokro no e ba bekire manwumere yi GS so ede atudwase wo musaka kompre bia emfa emfiri suku bia ho se bibi nti enema bi o manya na de suamu nti BC no omomo ho se omuntumi entwero ensam wei ene afoforo bi na nwumere yesi ne koso ye bete sem de asom akenkan fo ne ye me rantie nua ba ma me efomwa kafena mene ajoa nyako abronoma sirakewan ejina swaba Sikka FM Trackwine yen ye kro 89.5 Sikka FM
Sikka FM 89.5 yes suma santimai Sikka FM 89.5 yes suma santimai
Ghana man ye wiase nyina ka ho fei ye wura esomre mo angazade frase ewo eyempomre won sam emo ye nyina nim se Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association womo atie tioma sam nyina ne se condition of service adwuma no omo ye no akatuachi nyanam ka ho afen so womo niema hodo bia womo ne aban na kwakwose hunkonwa aban na jetom te sa womo nuanom aya womo ko nkronkuma mo ne adiare ya no masetem nyenti aban ne nhwe na wompe ikakra mfa mo incentive mfa mo na adwuma no omo ya ho no enyemre emfa emo ne niema hodo bia omo ne aban na kwakwose hunkonwa wajetom nanso aban wei aban ye ntroso nti we ba ye no no mo hwere mu so obetroso nanso wo chese besine aban ne ntroso Onye for kwabra minta kando ya wono ayempomre sofo enu omo akasa sebe yo metna se na wo sanso eni nkomo ena nurse foi eni midwives foi chese da bi nkomo de ye de awie se ye metna se na wo nhye ye da wo de be ya adwuma na se wo be implement de a fine ye baba na se wo batna se ne abaka asam foforo no abaka chese 2026 na abasan so e de adwuma de anya de se ye beba eno na onabo kwabra minta kando se hwabo so mra hebadwani e kire se ni nyina mu no abanu guso no wo ekasa de ne so yentumi ntena ho ma se ye no wo nkasa nwia obobonto mo ye mo mbasa badwuma no ene ayiriyo e de asamba ba pa enti nkomodie ne akoso no abanu so ye hyehye foforo se be ya obi bia ne hododore bi okwa ya aba obenya yaresa no asaso abafia ba so man Ghana onabo kwabra minta kando kire se hyehye na abanu ayiri bi ene se wasre sa anese for ni midwives a akwo ma home jemro madama do man no de na koma so na wo dwentimemfo we de na dawmo o madamo o mo sanso mradwuma na wo mra emeje akra nkwa kopembra aban ene wo ma akwa atuatemu yi ebedi nkomo no wo koma ato mo ye no masan ba no achi ona bokobra minta akando achese aban ni kiremu a asopiti bi wo no ma ayo man ni dia na ezo adwumefo wo mo ti atuanye ti se boys hospitals dey wo mo ye de ti atua boys adwumago na mo ti atua no mo hospital akoto atua sanso na baby ti 37 azoja for hospital so sa wo mo ti atua na azoja for na mo ti atua de sanke yawu enti omo mu ntiatua na mo asopiti to akotiatua nto yade a owatimi akọ honom ena afei asopiti bi wo honom so specialized hospitals no so adwumafo wo mu no ade ne yom yade ne so mo so tiatua nya enti saa ba bi etete saa no odanyanfo kobra mi ntia kando se abane se yade a yenko ho no osra nesefo no makọ mahomdwem so se wonom emmeboa yenti honorable kobra mi ntia akando.
We are mindful of the serious economic consequences of unbudgeted expenditure and want to avoid the economic slippages that led to the hardship in the recent past. Government commits to continue to engage with the nurses in order to achieve a mutually acceptable outcome in the interest of the public. While working around the clock to resolve the impasse, the Ministry of Health has taken the following steps to mitigate the suffering of Ghanaian patients unduly affected by the strike. The ministry will in the next few minutes publish a comprehensive list of facilities to complement facilities where nursing services are lacking and where patients can seek health care. Given the urgency of the situation and suffering of the patients, government appeals to public-spirited retired nurses and midwives to volunteer their services for a brief period pending the resolution of the impasse. We further express our deep appreciation to practicing nurses who have opted to remain at post to help suffering patients and urge others to show similar fellow feeling and assist our ailing compatriots even as efforts are made to address their concerns. Government reiterates its commitment to dialogue with the GRMA with a view to resolving this impasse for full nursing services to be restored.
Honorable Kwabraminta Akando Sahujabo Somna Shebedwani o hempomre ho Samson yatrenkan wasanso achese we nyina hye we nyina ekoso no abane so aye krado se oni womo ebekasa na omo hu kwan pa omefa so a womo hiasam no yere be he budget mu na atuade am.
Yesterday, Monday, 9th June 2025, we invited the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to engage the GRMA, the Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Health to deliberate on roadmap for the successful implementation of the new conditions of service. At the meeting, the Fair Wages and Salary Commission once again, in accordance with law, directed the GRMA to call off the strike to allow negotiations to continue. Government wishes to stress its readiness to further engage with a view to implementing the conditions of service in a manner that does not dislocate the national budget. We wish to draw attention to the fact that the conditions of service under reference are not captured in the 2025 budget and will completely throw the economy off gear if implemented immediately in the manner it currently exists.
Ati yempomre so Honorable Kwabraminta Akando
yakọ man yi for some for abedi atre era Thomas Nyako ampem akache wono so ene de abatu dwase abainom enya na adwense strike no Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association wo kono ejese wonya na adwese wontie de wo mo eka no ene bio so abaino enhu said ye Registered Nurses and Midwives si ekan ayase bi mu ka so mpeso mo to so abaine so ede de mo pe ewu abaino by force osafo be de etwe echese de bi enya saa na tie wo kire se abaina ye krado said ye konyina wono mbako so adidi nkomo na wa hye kwan pa wo de sansem ya ekoso ebefa so said ye be ya ebeboa ama Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association de obo pe no mo saka no ma sanso akọ adwuma akoso Ghana phobia ewo ahohihiem Yera Thomas Nyako ampem.
I don't want to describe any act as an ambush or any deliberate attempt at government or whatever. I think that our nurses are pushing for what they want. It is for us as government to also look at what can be accommodated within the budget. And you will all appreciate the fact that it's a new government that took over. And we have been confronted with many things. We have to balance everything and ensure that the economy is not thrown out of gear. We have a lot of debt that we need to, we have been confronted with. And so in as much as I appreciate what our nurses do and what they are demanding, we also want them to have faith in the current administration that we mean well, and we are committed to ensure that we have a fair wage for what they do for all of us. And so let us not describe their action in any way that will mar our attempt to resolve this issue.
Alright, Thomas Nyako Ampem was say registered nurses and midwives association first room trim said you are more cano a buy nothing to when you did mapa ewa buy no elmoso beja wamakuma so the original ede ama woman.
Yantoaka Sabana Swala, ya kwa Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana for Chenya, Samalefo and Kabunko, Elia Druhui. Now, what was just at your nurse for the midwives at ye had been a pow. Who be with your chair, Yamia, you are drum, who be a mood jet. Would this year be a nyadem uncle so to put into 1 tears yet? Na wodu na kwa hiyo bia ne de hya de da ho na so no ankasa mu ya de wo kwa hospital a wo mu ni ho a na ka beti heat no wa chese heat ni bo man Ghana pa a mu kirem se wo mu ede toto se de se bi o mpredua sa wo mu wo madwuma mo mto mo officer eya sabe ye de mu bo ho no kane no ana atuate bia anko so se de empredodo mu bo ho no modako no. Oh, what wanted to do and they are unless if we are called a striking one. Oh, I'm a fool. At a mess you. Much Workers Association echo, maybe happening because I join away. One more no more, some allegement or more catch. Sir, I dear Costro. I'm a form who to do a money you. I'm a for yard and number no money won't know. I'm a nipe part a mesh. And Tabayanka way to almost say. Sango mutie no mu Ghana for maboka kra nanka wo mo mredwuma na ya ka Mortuary Workers Association sadia na jesi ya ku wo mo general secretary ho ora Richard Kofi Jordan wori na akire se kane no de so omunka hurahura Ghana for omunhurahura yankura se bia dako bia no atuate bia ma no nipa du ana sabe omodu omamu ebo ma kachi ene o mate atuan kwaduo no Adia says a duomo ben in some for 1 animal said a duomo ben into a duomo slow. Adia ni ya huntia nurse way, one Ghana form of 1 woman koi. Yet to work of your dying.
I think looking at the trend of death, dating back, checking the past and now, death toll has increased significantly. And it is not surprising because of the impact of the nurse's absence. What we are seeing is that averagely, where, for instance, we are supposed to record about 10 a day, we are recording about 20-25. It tells you that the absence of our nurses is becoming so severe that people are recording death, and the mortuaries are becoming very soon. I'm not too sure. We will declare the mortuaries full, and when we get to that time, I don't know how we're going to handle this.
And the way a general secretary at the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana, Mowak, or Richard Kofi Jordan.
Yakwa jadi fo enkabomu ko guta kache. Na se asemdaba Ghana se de yesidi ni wo bon homodin a one dollar no. Watumi asori agina obo twede anwo so abo ni bie. Ene nkomo ni nyina ne se o abase praise the Lord. Ene ebeto teni ema bo so ama Ghana fo nyina ka ekomu aheha ye ne so de bida. Ba ye adwadifo ne se omuntimi enti ne ma no so ni manu ya so mo twen estadia hwe ne ma kakra ansa no mo panya ba bonti a obekirem de enti o mo so asi pegia wo mo sisi di no atumi apagya ni mu akosora enso so wo muntumi entete ene ma so Dr. Joseph Obi one na yeguta president was say esuro kakra wo adwadifo no one side wo masem nyina ne so wo musuro se ne ma no o makoboka akofa begu ho no mokofa ansa na yetete anase ansa na sidi no etumi abo no homodin etu o mokote so na ne ma ne bo ba fom no o mokoton ni nyina bo ndon komi ewie no o munya musika no kuta na ebedu so mo ko fa ne mo ko na ne ma ne ya sa pagyamu adan a sidi no ye so wo ye ne huye no ya de bua sa bono me na koto ICU a na ne o mo fa hini enu ti no mo so mo sra ban ne se ke be ya ban ne hye na wo fa hye pagu akwam na se de sidi no atumi agina ne na so no enkoso anyina branea na ne atumi gina so ansana wo mo betumi atene ma bo so a wo mo atenya sa de a wo mo nyanya agidie wom omo kote so ni manimu ya na sidi ne sa hwe asi birimu a na ne omo so eye dey Dr. Joseph Obey wono ene yeguta president.
Used to be 2,800 and now it has come to 2,550. If this is not significant reduction, what else? And what is our expectation? And what is our measure of this reduction that we are seeking? Let's know. But you are expecting 20% reduction, and what is the scientific basis of that? So what we can only do is to make sure that we sustain the market. Because that's also one thing that is working against, because people are so confused. The debate about these games that we are having, we all, not even for politics' sake and all that, we should make sure that at least we have gotten the gains and we are protected against it. The speculation around it is not positive for us. That this is external factors and it might go very soon and all that. Those things that we say, whatever gains that we've gotten, we as a country should be able to sustain it. The key word is sustainability. If we are able to sustain it, the market forces, the competition that we have will determine these prices.
Eni eti ye Dr. Joseph Obey 24 enkabo muko guta ono na iwo president ya wagirem akirem de etu omusura enu to omunyante ne ma ne bosadwa
kaba ejoli foi
so mo kakra
okay ya to akase abode so ye free dwadiem na afa ya kwa ngoma suam Nyankopon ya doma ye nuanom ane amankuma afei no mbetro mo nso hwe dikan ya eso pa ewo wo mo adesua kwantuo mu BC wo kina no mo tenase na adesuafo be 600,000 ane akire na eba betwere enso hwe no anaso mbefra se Nyankopon ya de mo kina Africa Education Watch ayeku anhye abanse a some fire nwa sua ho nsam de ye o mo ka bi pa wura kofi asare ne nkofo no mo no akire se BC ya ye nuano betwere nyambo a wo kina yi wo mo de o mani adi akire hwe ne ma keka ne ma sisi ne nkora ne dididi enkoma chinchin sukusu ahodo mu ano mo hunu se ye nuano ma baba twonso hwe akoye ekuo mienu ena e baba twonso hwe no enemre baabi awiase adane ne ho koye bibia ye abafui besinei Ghana hanu musukusu bi wo hono ma so kura nkora ne ka sa ya kura de wonim kura no wonim se ya dro ne board so wo hunu bi da nani na campus wo de sakura right click bimpo no hu se de keza kura chese wo share the book knowledge book mo no wo share computing no wo fa ne sakura nso bi mu da ere yekuo na mawan dia no hwafo na matu no ayo mo Kings and Queens College for no wo mo aja nyame adom wo makopie sukusu a wo mo wo bie ni ade o ma mo nsam wo bie nti aja sukusu a ye a wo mo wo computers bia ye de kire nkwada na de nti wo no ye kasa click ha wo ma de kode creative folder obetimi aye ye se obetimi aye entese ye no hwafo de no nti sa akwa mienu wei anu omo kwa kwatwe nso he no Nyankopon ya adoma okina anu o chese ba sa no be ha ye no hwafo no pa ye kromfo no be ha wo mo esense ade no obetwe ne trasa wo hu bi da wo mfa ne nsanso bi mu da na wo su de no wo hu asom wo fili afam anu wo de asua de nim tu nipa no sa nipa no wo twera wo nim ne wo twero what I say ni wura fi kura na de ne bedane ni so kura betumi atwa picture no atwero na ye de ya ye hu bi dai enti omo ka kira bare se besim na ba bia wiase kwode ba bia ga na adrei enso se yenye school so a wo mo so mo sua computer na enso de adro to board so at least eso so mo nya bi omo du omo ni hu omo du omo sa som ade sua de ama wo ya no wo twere hu so hwe a wo hu sa de obetwere no na executive director the Africa Education Watch ayowura Kofi Asare yedie
in the proud district in Ghana where over 2 million learners attend school, only 2% of schools in these areas have access to ICT facilities to facilitate instruction and learning in digital skills, which is computing. Unfortunately, all these children will be writing BEC. So you eventually you're going to have a group of students who come from endowed areas where there are computer laboratories, who have learned digital skills through practical experience with computers. And another group of students from deprived areas where they learned computing on the blackboard. We believe that this disparity is not just a lack of fairness, but also constitutes an impediment or a setback to Ghana's effort at digitalizing its economy. We believe at Edwards that digitalizing the economy starts with inculcating digital skills in every child in Ghana as they grow to become responsible adults. So we've called on the government to ensure that a plan is rolled out to provide ICT facilities and electricity to the about 98% of schools in deprived areas attended by over 2 million children that do not have access to functioning ICT facilities.
Executive Director Edema Africa Education Watch Kofi Asare.
That's why we and some more the BC Sohanoa additional for Bobo Mohona Yami Adumochina or more a frasia na Ghana Education Service as well Monsanka complain bia free school bia hori nyinada fansem bia ene namoa a free Africa Education Watch was say 2025 free additional for bebre wo ha wo ma nya nwoma akade ahodo ensua de anu nti wo biribiri ma chi wo mo complain say so hwe no hwa no mo atumi antwero bi eno na GS ababon teacher say da bi some African Education Watch for Kano omunya complain bia school bia antwero ye anaso bia amba GS emeka antwero mo say enam so manya adesua akade ehia so omunya nti wo mo atumi antwero BC so hwe no ebina openyo ani amanside kita ho ma Ghana Education Service ora Daniel Fenyi wono eno de tu dwa say adesua fo adwo aka omo number ya register omo nyina omo hwe ni mo sa kira nyame adomo a omo betena se no ma twero ne kama friso bia emfa complain bia ema entino.
Of course, they mention issues of inequality and all that, but we know that every single child who has registered for the exams will sit for the exam. They know none of the children will be left behind. Everyone will fight. And so we don't know about the inequality and the lack of access. For that, we don't know about it. And no school has reported to us that they can't get access to the examinations, the questions, the materials to use. Across the entire country, we have over a little over 20,000 schools that have entered. We have a little over 2,000 centers that we are writing, even including private candidates. I mean, those who didn't register with any school but registered on their own, all of them are going to sit the examination from tomorrow to next week. I can assure you that every child, regardless of the location, the place they find themselves, every child would have the opportunity to write this examination.
Yan was say, Kokobo Edie, the Momo. Was it runner? I dissuaded Bia and Assassin Bia and Yanaji. Sanya me adwo kira BC so hweno a ombe frase no wo kochiro bibia kosho ni kem kochiro bibia gu abatwe akotena se akwakohwe oso ko yesa na ye chew se wo do ho akohye examination malpractice bia mu a any asoche kakraka da ho nyina da yebeswa e de agu so eno so enti.
Malpractice has become a big deal. We will urge all the candidates to desist from any form of malpractice, and in fact, if you engage in malpractice, you will be sanctioned strongly using the GES Code of Conduct and the WIAC examination regulations. We will sanction you. And for teachers and invigilators and supervisors who will facilitate some of these malpractices, because we are already getting some reports where some head teachers, some teachers have already started charging some money to use to buy Apple or bribe some of the invigilators to be lax in their vigilation. We will inform all such people to desist from such activity, because when you are caught, you are putting your career on the line.
Any TA your opinion am sign edinkita ho Emma Ghana Education Service here Daniel Fenyi.
Yatu akase abone so na yengura samfo from madura manyosemu na Tachimai South Mrashe Bedwani Honorable Martin J Mensa Kosa wono na HSA aban wei bambo adwuma ekoso tata bandada mu nipa sese sabio wobi bia asode no akase tiesanse de aban ne je no enya kura wachese wei wasra nananom hemfoso madama womnkabi afei nyamesumo akuo ahodo mperifo de da no nyina da so omo nso de nkabi afei woni a wo firi nkofo cross wo maman so a wo maman no atuma wo so meso manamu ambassadors ne ade omo nyina nso no nkabe sanse sere mampani John Dramani Mahama ban ade bambofo tata na nakufu ado abandada ne mu nipa no enya kra tete ofa hodie so sede ya wo de Rambo style ne aberansa ke ofie ne eduru ho kura bem watre so fokoso sekama so wo free gym wo chese omo sink mu nyina amba ba hwehwe na ebi now oyire jewelries na akoni ade sede omo je no enya kura ya obi enkasentia obi so de no enkasentia Honorable Martin J Mensa Kosa ekirese sanipa no wabesom okọ na wusa ne small obesom enu bukata bi wo mu ama man na hiri sika bi wo bu o man na faso wo bu ya winim se genya awadai fra no na ma emra no enkane da chede ai wunti atia ne fa hodie so na kwa bisa ne nsam ye sika ne wai na sika ne wai no ba bi odi sika na hye bia mia ne bosa apan na ji ye sika mai na sa wode mra no abateta mra na chi na wubetiatia nipa ne fa hodie so de enu no wompe no anu chi no wache se sanka na ban kura na te so ena omo so de sa Rambo style tete aban bi atwa mu ko mu nkofa nkobeka wono je Mensa Kosa kwa besa chile ne senu waka pa enti na wei ekoso ya wakan enu achi no waka cho mo area fo nsare sisie efo de ento se aban we nkona fo ne nsana so wo mare sa osimo amoto sisie amowe fo nsa mo de mo nya mo nsane se wo ye ne se na mo hwe wo we fo ne nsane wo mo na adabre hu nyina na wa nsane se bo so wo nsane fo de difference bi enim just that wo ye ni pantia efo nsane ni pa de difference bi enim ti samu so ma hwe no ochina bi mo swade agonwa so a eni ayiri yo Honorable Martin J Mensa Kosa
of the thing I Rambo star and yet I'm telling you so now buy sesa na ne ma we ekosi but the be here NDC for me I'll condemn it because seka as sama MPP ni buy here the no we NDC se me so nya me ko se me timi kase enye ade enye na enye sa ade ya ekosi enye na ewu anya kafa be ma we ya miamayo wa ya me ne me ya ochina akoso emrantia banya tumia exuberance they are too quick to score political points than ukra to beto ma it is a president manani ko sa security agency say bianca say wa be ye be adwuma no afan beska no obi a wa be dia ban the bread why am make na buy capture bawo you have to bring it so kokko yon kwa dia catch you bebeje but in doing so no ni say wo teach any pan fa ho dia so any say wo to mra to twene say anya careful na mra nya adwuma ye mani ha that be ya wo be kire ye kire say dia be ye de ope emre be ninka so say pipi amanyoko pa nra be dia bani na dania na ese wo say e dia it was quite often than not. But they used to reckless exercise of power. That's only the when the table stand. And I say this not to tease to me. Ghana for sorry. I was there's a certain media trial. You when you say one thing. You man in say we are conform. And sample now sometimes also in some ya can publicly. I'm a new party I say, hey, they are conform, they weska, but you say, watch it out for now, why you be my best but who say we be that pressure is also there. It's challenge what I want to me. Should be can any problem say yes. That's it does.
And to honorable Martin James Aquas, I don't know, and
no, it's true. I tell you, by end of July, me as I pick it back to be 11 point something because it's improving on the international market. The dollar is improving. They are say a buying year titru and say they create enabling environment. Environment about my business is pitching. A buying emphasis can come a business person. So a buying was stimulus package. A buying was more officer just so business as here. Over pop about being in yappy. Will be a one set business. You don't need to go and give him money. It can make a buy for sales can call women's bank. My intimate startup capital mama. No what business no way man. Create the enabling environment. One, to taxes. Tax here you pay them the implications for business. Sure, and then we produce safari tissue. The day called Ghana for Nigeria. Who the cost of petrol? Dollar was at this for me had the crane dollar. Petrol. And then the biggest headache is here because we could share almost 3 times. And for me, who created the enabling environment for businesses to thrive? Then the other and buy first car will become boy business. No. I'm against it. Rather, share my business. My day, a grow a bit pijanina so near my eco business here, excessive taxation, taxa, Okoba could be nobody's cash, not regulated dollar, aye, Tabi. I bind to me the necessary shocks now it me, managing inflation, send na, Nema boy, shim, but some person check Nema boy, tax costing equia, which means yes, I did. Onipano Kona, yeah, the year to me, so because also petrol also we go. All the control about the also have a ton about it. It's rather than the regulatory mechanisms.
Kase3 6Pm no ashadu do amamoni patam punto hon sam aso tachi my south Russia bedwani honorable Martin Mensa Kosa Nisa mi so ni yegyina na enwure nsamodo esem for falasra koja boson so ma ye no ye de nyina AC e wona ase akwa ni suma adwumefo ade reporters so wa hina akokwa sense of atome akateri o ma akegyina de o ma se newsroom so kwa me fori aboaje ewo ho hey adwobe pass mama mi o kasma me be kapa kwa me mfi adwa ate mamponti de na ya woka no ya me mfi why na eye afia mache wona abone no amayen Adam had a zero double fashion center no DJ Bullets on a chinchin from Anamaye social media near Kelvin Nananipa my sister Kuno no any social media so and you may I can kind for ye me Nancy nearby mammy a from wa kafina mene
Adwa nyako abron mama enfa happy birthday Emma Eja Kwajo Jumfo Mrs. Belinda Samoa ni no fia one Eda boat and a CM show happy birthday Mr. Jumfo Musinya me show onko so antene no ncho na okoko mpa ebo no bisade nyina ewade ntie na onyema wo so mo do pa e no mani so so ntie Eja Kwajo Jumfo Mrs. any Eda boat CM happy birthday.
Yare to so aye ayisie enkaibo asini ya abusu yapani kwa bina kese abura so abusuapani atapoko wɔ mpataase